Let's talk about writing content online that gets you leads instead of just simply followers. If you're a coach or a consultant or a freelancer who's just starting on their journey to build a successful business, you're probably looking at some of these big creators and trying to copy their content strategy. If you on LinkedIn and you look at a creator with, say, 500,000 followers, you will notice that they will post things like inspirational quotes, a lot of workplace related content, mistakes to make in the workplace, career related leadership, and things like that. And you will look at that and you will try to copy that. Those types of posts and that type of content, thinking that's how you are going to create your business, get leads, and then convert them into clients. While that is a strategy that you can use, it is not often the right strategy, especially if you're starting out, even if you're already down the road and you already have some clients. The reason why is simple. When a big creator with a large following posts something like a quote, inspirational quote written on a whiteboard or something similar, and they get a lot of likes, they get a lot of reposts, they get a lot of comments, it looks like that's the right type of post that you should be posting. And it is the right type of post that you should be posting if your goal is the same as the goal of that creator. A lot of the times, the goals of those big creators are not the same. They're not even close to what your goals are or should be in any case. Big creators make their money mostly through advertising and product endorsements. They don't make their money by selling their particular service to one or the other. Sometimes big creators will sell accelerators or some sort of community coaching or something like that. But most of the time, their goal is to get as many followers so that they can make money through advertising or product based posts or any other form of advertising. Their goal is reach the biggest audience size possible and then advertise to them. There's a media platform on their own within a media platform. A lot of the times they will take their followers and they will try to convert them into general, I would say generic types of newsletters where they just offer productivity advice or some generic business advice to a very big, very large group of subscribers. And once they build up the large group of subscribers, they will get uh, endorsements and they will also get requests from publishers for them to write books. And that's kind of their business model. If you're starting out and you're looking at their type of content and you're thinking to yourself, I want to grow, I need more followers, subscribers on all of that stuff because all the big guys have that, then you need to kind of take a step back and think about what the goal of your content. Why are you posting all this content? What is the strategy behind your particular effort in this area? And if you're a coach, consultant, or anyone who offers some sort of service, your goal is to get more clients. And if your goal is to get more clients so that then they can pay you for your services, then your content should reflect what your goal is. There are two types of contents that you can kind of think about. One, there's the growth content, and two, there is the client conversion content. The growth content is content that helps you get more followers. So you raises your profile, it raises your authority in eyes of others. If you have 500 followers and a potential client comes to you and says, I want to work with you, or looks at your profile, the likelihood of them wanting to work with you is going to be very small, unless they already know you or the content that you've provided is extremely niche and extremely specific and extremely useful to that particular prospect. If a prospect comes to you and they see that you have 5,000, 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, immediately in their eyes, your status, your profile has been raised, your authority is higher because you already have a significant number of people kind of giving you that boost. So there's the growth content that's designed to help you come up in that authority ranking. The type of content that you will have in the growth category would be things that are generic enough that majority of the people will look and read and resonate with. So content on leadership, workplace, career, productivity, self-development, and things like that. And that's what you will see big creators post a lot about on their profiles because it gets you followers. And it doesn't matter whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. If you want to grow a large following, you need to have generic content that's applicable to the widest audience possible. And these are the categories that you kind of will float in. On YouTube, there's also entertainment type of category, different types of entertainment, but that's that's what you want to look at. This type of content will help you grow followers, subscribers. But this type of content will likely make you very little money, if any. The content that will make you money is client-oriented content. I also call it the problem-oriented content, POC. Problem-oriented content is the content that you write that solves very specific problems to a very specific type of people that are within your niche. And that problem-oriented content helps others solve their problems and then helps them see you as an authority in that particular industry, in that particular category, in that particular niche. So you have these two types of content, the growth content and then the problem-oriented content on either side. When you're starting out, you have to make a decision. If you want followers and that's the only thing that you care about, problem-oriented content should not be part of your repertoire. You should only focus on growth-oriented content and then just either pick a niche within the growth-oriented content and say productivity and just focus on that, or do a selection, 3 to 5 categories. 3 is good, 5 is too many, but you can, depending on what it is, you can focus on 3 to 5 categories. Let's focus on 3 categories that will have wide appeal, and then we'll have others kind of follow you because you provide this type of content to them. It will take a long time to grow, depending on the strategies you will use. But once you've grown to a certain size, you will get other companies, marketers coming to you, asking if you can advertise for them. You will get endorsements. You will get affiliates coming to you, affiliate providers rather coming to you, hoping for you to sell their stuff. You will have publishers might come to you and ask you if you want to write a book on certain things. So that's kind of the plan. But in order for that the plan to come to fruition, in order for you to start making money off of that, what you need is a large following. And when I say large following, I mean on YouTube, you probably would need 200,000-300,000 subscribers. On LinkedIn, you would need probably 100,000 plus. And also you will want to have a newsletter with a lot of subscribers to your newsletter and things like that. So that's the goal. If that's your goal, that's what you should be doing. But if you want to make money, and you want to make money as soon as possible, what you need to focus on is a little bit of wide appeal content and a little bit of problem-specific content. Well, a lot more problem-specific content in your niche, because the problem-specific, problem-oriented content will bring you leads, will bring you clients, because you will actually be solving the problems that your target audiences will have. So that's where you kind of need to decide which way you want to go. Once you've decided, problem-oriented content, problem-specific content is about solving very small problems that your audience might have at different stages of whatever process that they're working through, whatever result that they're trying to achieve. If you're trying to achieve, let's say, let's do an example. If you are trying to achieve, let's say you want to, I don't know, fix a car, right? Or replace a motor or something like that in the car. Replacing a motor is a big result. You have a motor, new motor, you have an old motor, you replace them and all of that stuff. Now, in order to solve that, to achieve that result, there's a bunch of other things that you need to do before you can actually do the motor replacement. And there's a bunch of other things that you need to do after you achieve the motor replacement. So before you start, you want to maybe have a checklist of all the things that you should be looking at inside, depending on the car type. So you identify the car type, maybe a checklist to see where all the things you need to look at first to make sure they're all in the right place and everything is good. All the tools you will need, all of that. So all of these problems coming up that arise from this one big result you want to achieve, you want to provide solutions for. What tools do you need in order to replace a motor on an Audi R8? Right. So here's your one piece of content list of tools. If your bolts get rust and they're super important and there's a lot of issues around that, how do you remove rust? How do you take the bolt out for this specific area? What if you can't get into a particular area? How do you do it? All of these things kind of come together. So think of a big result, then think of all the problems that could arise as you're trying to achieve the result, and then create small content pieces that solve these little problems one by one, and then post them up, because this will kind of create that authority for you in the eyes of people who actually have these type of problems or who want to achieve that result. And it could be kind of your path into for them to come into you as a lead and then as a client. And then that's applicable to any type of business, coaching, consulting, or any service providing business, because they're always the same. You have the result and you want to eliminate and solve the problems that prevent you from getting that result. Just a quick recap. So if you want to actually grow your following, you need to create wide appeal content. If you want to get clients, you need to create problem-oriented content. And at the same, you might want to do it at the same time. A little bit of wide appeal so that your authority in the eyes of others kind of grows because you have more followers. Just a little bit of that, and then go heavy on the problem-oriented content that solves a particular result, that helps you overcome all these problems and achieve a particular result. If you want to get a roadmap to how to get 1,000 leads, and then with that get the advice on how to set up your marketing funnels and your sales funnels and all that good stuff, check out the link below to get the roadmap, and I will see you in the next video.